and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. We do not have a whole lot of... Oh, helps to unlock the truck here. Wait for it. Okay. We don't have a whole lot of time to let the truck warm up here. I mean, obviously we got to let it warm up to a certain extent, but we are so absolutely low on fuel that it is not even funny. Now, how worried am I, you say? Well, I've actually picked a fuel station over here that is all downhill from where we're at, just in case we don't make it. I really gotta stop doing this, guys. So today is one of those crazy busy Sundays, and Sundays usually are pretty busy for us, and the fact that I have to film a video, obviously, for Monday. We've got to get all of Saturday's orders and Sunday's orders through work for it boxed up and get ready to ship out Monday. And then obviously gym session or whatever else is going on that day. And hopefully we don't add in pushing the truck that ran out of fuel to today's busy Sunday. Let's see how the diesel pumps are looking. All right, we got some empty gas pumps over here. We've got one empty diesel pump. We've got a lot of people standing around their cars, not filling up, not filling up, not filling up. Good news is we made it. Bad news is not filling up and not filling up. All these people blocking the diesel pump. Well, $100 only got us just under 28 gallons here. But we're just gonna have to live with that because we're in a time crunch today. 28 gallons got us 3/4 of a tank. So Chris called me today and said, hey man, I've got something I want to show you. Meet me up over here and I'll bring it, I'll buy. So I really don't know exactly what we're getting into, but we're gonna go meet up with Chris right now. And if you guys heard this song from Shooter Jennings, Waylon Jennings' son, he's kind of gone weird a few times, but the song Outlaw You, like he's got this little, like, I don't want to call it a rap in the middle of it, but like, you know, he's saying words to a cadence, and it's all talking about his dad's career and how they tried to kind of oust him, but then he ended up crushing it. I highly recommend you guys check that song out. You know, I've never really shown an in-cab view of my truck hitting speed bumps to show just how smooth it is compared to like a normal lifted truck, so we'll hit one right now. I mean, these are like weirdly long speed bumps, but it is surprisingly smooth. All right, well, I guess now we wait for our good buddy Chris. I see this diesel coming up, and I'm gonna guess by the erratic driving that power stroke. Really?
Yeah.
A Ford?
Upgrading.
Upgrading.
It's a diesel.
I will give you it's a diesel, but Ford?
It's a nice Ford.
It is a nice Ford, but a Ford?
But do you want to race?
Kinda.
You got smelling, dude.
I don't know. This thing sounds like it's still got a lot of parts on it.
It does, but they are making a trip to Mexico in a couple months. So.
Oh, okay. So what do we got here, buddy?
This is my new truck.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Dang.
You like it?
It's cool, man. It's nice.
Yeah.
I gotta say, you know, Ford does make a nice looking truck.
They do. They really do.
Now, is it as fast as that beast behind you? Probably not.
Faster. A turd.
I don't know, dude. I don't
know. Every time you punch on it, black smoke comes out. I don't know.
That's true. Something is wrong with it. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But do you want to get beat by another truck on 40s? I'm just saying.
I mean, I let you win on the last one. So.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Oh, okay.
You want to race again?
For pinks?
For pinks.
I mean, I wouldn't know what to really do with this. I don't know.
Tow that.
You're funny, buddy. You're funny. All right, buddy. So what do we have here?
Nah, this is my stepdad's truck. This is a 2015 Ford F-250. He just got it lifted. He did the 2.5-inch Icon lift, upgraded the shocks to Fox shocks. So basically what that is just pretty much all they're doing is just replacing the springs and the shocks and raising the front end 2.5 inches. .0s front and rear. We didn't do anything to the rear, but it still sits Cali lift so I think he wants to put a block in the rear.
It's barely higher in the front.
Well, we'll see if that sags or starts to settle.
It probably will. My truck settled in about a month, I'd say.
Yeah.
So I bet that'll settle down to pretty much level. I mean, it's hard to tell other than a little bit of distance in the wheel wells to really see a difference at the front. It's just a little bit higher than the rear.
Yeah,
but
we gotta get rid of those steps. My mom thinks she's a midget and can't jump in this truck.
Yeah, those steps are kind of lame.
Well, they want to get the amp steps.
I mean, we could just
Unbolt them right now.
Yeah, we probably should. The reason we're checking out this truck is, number one, you guys say we need more Fords on the channel. So luckily in our kind of circle of friends and family, we've got access to a lot of different vehicles. As you can tell, most people are truck people. But a lot of you guys obviously are not going to be going with a 12-inch lift, a 10-inch lift, an 8-inch lift, maybe 6-inch lift. Some of you want to go 4-inch lift. But a lot of you just want to get rid of the stink bug look that a lot of these trucks come from the factory. Obviously, they raise the rear higher from the factory. That way, when you put payload in the bed or you hook up a trailer, by the time it sags down, the truck sits level. But, you know, for the most part, a lot of truck owners aren't running around full time with their bed full or a trailer hooked up. So they want the truck to sit level most of the time. And as we've talked about in previous videos, there's multiple ways to level a truck. Obviously, we have a preferred method, and our families have preferred methods. We know we've seen Chris's dad's truck, and now seeing Chris's stepdad's truck. This isn't the cheapest method, though. There's much cheaper methods, but you know, you get what you pay for. So, what was the price of this setup, Chris?
I think it's the Icon Stage 1, so it wasn't that pricey. I think it was like $1,500 or something like that.
Does that include the shocks?
Is that? That's a good question. I don't know.
You didn't come prepared? You didn't do your homework?
No, I don't.
Oh, hey, screw it.
I mean,
So what wheel and tire setup is he running?
for wheels, he's running the Methods. I think these are the 306 mesh. Matte black.
Matte black?
Yeah. And for tires, he went with the 35-inch Toyo RTs.
I do like the RTs.
I really do too. I think I'm gonna.
You're gonna switch?
I think so. I don't know.
Dude, you don't drive your truck enough to put enough miles on it to ever need a set of tires before you sell that thing.
It's true, but my next set, I think I'm gonna go with the RTs.
You gonna go RTs?
I think so.
They're nice. So if you guys don't know, obviously this is a Toyo RT, and you can kind of see the difference. That's the MT, the mud terrain. The RTs are actually still pretty aggressive when it comes to the tread. Not quite as aggressive as the MTs. So obviously, you know, you're predicted to get a longer lifespan out of the RT. The only problem with the RT is they only go up to 37s with it. They don't make it in 40s.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why I think I'm gonna go with the RTs is, even though this is a 35-inch tire, mine's a 35-inch tire. These are actually supposedly a ½ inch smaller.
Smaller?
Smaller. So
you want to go smaller?
Well, I still rub. And I heard, you know, you run these tires and it eliminates the rub.
Huh.
It's still 35. It's still 35. And it says 35.
Or, you know, I've got my grinder and my Sawzall, and we can get rid of your rub.
It's true.
So, in talking about shocks settling, my shocks on my front end have obviously settled, and that's kind of what happens, you know? You put them on brand new, and then it takes a while, and they'll kind of break in, and then they'll sit. You know, it took mine about a month to really sit at the spot they're going to be living at. Well, the problem is now it has dropped just a little bit to where, yeah, on the very, very rare occasion, you can actually see right there just a little bit where it has rubbed, and that drives me absolutely nuts. I've done the truck that rubs and lived with that for a long time on my 1500, and it would only happen really when you're like backing into a parking spot and you have the wheel cranked all the way. But it's like the most embarrassing thing in the world because it's so loud outside of the cab and everybody just stops and looks and sees what you're doing, and it drives me absolutely nuts. So the fact that this thing has even rubbed like 3 times in its life, like, that's not okay. We're gonna have to crank this front end up higher, and we've got tons of room for adjustment. We can really play with the height, and we actually want to raise this higher because that'll kind of eliminate my crappy steering issue. So I just got to find time that I can actually drop this thing off at Preston's and let them really go to town on it.
This thing turns pretty decent.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, give me the keys. Let's go see.
No, you broke my truck last time.
I didn't break your truck.
Breaking this one.
We fixed it. No, this is a Ford though. You know this won't break, right, buddy?
That's true. That's true.
All right, give me the keys. Oh! Oh, what flavor Bang are we drinking?
What is that, lemon?
Dang, Ford gives a lot of cup holders, huh?
They really do.
I will say, the one thing I don't like about the new GM trucks is... Jeez.
See, you already breaking
Look away,
shit,
look away, look
dude.
away. Hold on, I just wanted to see what it looked like without that. So on the new GM trucks... Oh, you don't even know how it's going to be. Sorry, Alan. Sorry, all right, it's back. The new GM trucks, they have basically 2 cup holders and then like this little, like, super shallow tray right here. Whereas obviously my truck has the 2 cup holders and there's just giant bucket. And if you know me and you've seen my truck before, I just stash a ton of crap in there. So I really appreciate that giant opening to just, you know, shove a bunch of water bottles and whatever I may.
You got a lot of spots to put water bottles in this truck.
Yeah, but I like the giant, like, open thing. Like, how many freaking cup holders do you need, dude? That's a lot of cup holders.
You can fit a lot of people in here.
I do like, unlike the F-150s, you know, we got the column shifter. I'm not a fan of the whole center console shifter. What about you?
I kind of like it.
Do you?
I kind of like it.
Why, dude? It's such a car thing.
I don't know. I just like it.
Let's go find us a speed bump. So we actually just happened to hit the speed bump in my truck. Let's see. It's pretty smooth. That's pretty smooth. Fords aren't known for being smooth.
They really aren't.
Not with the solid front axle. That's the only benefit. So those of you guys that wonder why Chevy sticks with the independent front suspension is, in theory, it's actually supposed to be a smoother ride. Obviously, that's why they still use it on cars and all that, than the Fords. But, you know, there's all kinds of variables that can come into play as to why it wouldn't be. Turning test here.
Did you make it?
I'll make it in this parking lot?
Yeah.
It's a tiny parking lot. All right, let's see. My truck takes about 5 to 6 lanes to do a U-turn. Let's check this one out. Oh, dude. This thing turns as tight as your truck. Really? Miss the old days of like the early 2000s Fords, long bed, freaking Super Duties.
That thing didn't turn.
Freaking took 6 lanes to turn around too. Dang, man. Now I feel even worse about my turning radius.
Your truck sucks.
No, my truck doesn't suck. It just sucks at turning.
2020.
By 2020?
Yep.
Well, see, I wish GM offered, so Ford, if you upgrade to the F450, the 450s actually turn tighter than any of the Super Duty trucks. I forget what the axle is called, but they offer a different axle on those trucks that turns tighter. And I think GM actually offered it on the Kodiak at one point, like a similar setup, but I wish they would just offer that like as a baseline upgrade on all of their HD trucks. All right, well, let's see what these things got for power. Why do you look nervous? Come on, dude. Last time we did this, a little check engine light meant nothing, right? Got a little bit of lag in the beginning. I think you could use like a pedal commander. You ever heard of them? A little bit of lag in the beginning, but once it gets up and going, it's pretty quick. So while I don't know if you could like technically call this a leveling kit because it actually brings the front end up higher, it really is one of the ideal options for leveling these trucks. And the one thing I gotta hand it to Ford is Fords always sit much taller than GM trucks. I mean, you can see with a 2.5-inch leveling kit or 2.5-inch lift kit, look how high that hood is. I mean, it is not that much lower than my truck. And Fords just look good no matter what you do to them, whether it be a leveling kit, whether it be a 12-inch lift kit, a 6-inch lift kit.
That's why you should buy one.
That's not what. Why didn't you buy one?
I had one.
Then that's why you didn't buy one?
I had a gasser and no.
Well, you didn't like when it started knocking?
No.
Sounded like a diesel?
I had a diesel and it wasn't a diesel.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you guys know I'm a big GM guy, but I will always hand it to Ford. Their trucks have just always looked good, except for like the early 2000s F-150. That was a little bit of a mistake, but for the most part, the Super Duties have always been good looking trucks. I mean, I've owned 3 Ford trucks in my life. Chris, can you name them?
No. 3?
3.
Well, you got one now.
Got one now.
You got the red one, the red F-150.
What year was that?
That was a 91.
93.
That was close.
And before that?
Black one?
It was like greenish, blackish.
Faded black. Turned into green.
Okay. Older? Oldest one of them all.
Oh, that was an 87.
No, older.
Oh, that was an 85.
Way older.
I had to give up.
73 F100, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You don't remember that one?
Yeah, 3 on the tree.
3 on the tree. And for those of you guys that are gonna complain about the truck being squatted, this is not considered squatted. Like an inch or two lower in the rear is not squatted. Squatted is like 8-inch up front, like -3 in the back. Yeah, this is definitely not squatted. I mean, a lot of people actually like this look that don't like the squatted look. I don't mind it. To me, the truck looks great. And like I said, as soon as those front coil springs kind of wear in and settle, I think the truck's actually gonna sit perfectly level. I wouldn't even do anything to the rear. I'd just leave it.
I don't know how to do it.
Oh, okay. All right.
It does it, but I don't know how to do it. Hold on.
Let's see the keys, buddy. Oh. It says 2 times.
I did. See, you already broke.
It's a Ford, bro.
Truck. You broke the
It's a
damn
Ford.
truck.
It's broken. I don't know.
Okay. Start over.
Start over.
All right, man.
All right,
Well,
yeah. Remote start. See you later. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go get in my truck that works. Later, buddy.
Later.
So we're on our way to the gym here. We got a little Blue Edmondson playing. If you guys want to hear a wicked song, check that song out. Right. You know, I wouldn't feel right ending this video knowing I get to see Dave and you guys don't. So let's see what our good buddy's been up to. You know, it's been about 2 days. What happened, buddy? You got shot by an arrow or what? Great acting.
I know.
Oh, dude, I got you, Dave. All right, bite down on something. I got you, buddy. I got you, buddy. Oh, dude. Thanks, man. That's a nice looking arrow you fixed.
You know, so I'm thinking we should take it to the sandblaster and have it sandblasted.
Redone. It's good to see you, buddy.
Dude, it's good to be seen,
Hey,
man.
hey.
Yeah?
See that van over there?
I do.
That van's been mad dogging you.
That was a good looking paint job on that, man.
You don't like the rattle can black spray paint?
No, I do.
Oh, you do? Oh,
I
yeah.
do, yeah.
I bet that thing doesn't have water bubbles.
Although I think the hood should be Rhino liner.
Well, hey, Dave, it is good to see you. It's been about, what, like 2 days?
Man,
No,
what-
day.
what was it?
Day and a half, Friday. A day and a half.
Well, but it's like, it's not the same like shake and bake sort of
True.
moments.
Well, the
you
last
know?
time we saw you, you were all like dying from allergies, and
Whew.
it was not a good look on you, buddy.
Dude, it is,
Like, I've never not been greeted by you all excitedly in that day, and it was.
Well, I mean, you know, it could all end right now. That's why we do it the way we do it.
That's true. Well, I mean, what did it take? 185-pound dumbbell to drop on your head and squish?
I mean, it could be like that, or like, you know, we could like take up base jumping. Or
I don't think we have to worry about that. Maybe you, but I sure as heck am not doing that.
man, I've kind of always wanted to do like a bungee thing. Straight up.
We got, like, you know, at our local fair, we got a small bungee thing. I would pay to watch you do that.
All right.
Yeah, you in?
Yeah, I'm totally
All right.
in, man.
Well.
Totally.
All right, guys. Looks like in summertime when the fair is here, we're gonna watch Dave bungee jump.
Cool.
Which
And,
probably-
wait, more importantly, Dave's gonna get paid to go bungee jump. That sounds
I
awesome.
would pay for the bungee jump.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the same thing.
Yeah, that's
No,
I mean, it's a start.
Yeah. The guy that operates the lever on the crane gets paid. You bungee jump for free. Better?
No, I was hoping I would get paid to bungee jump.
I'll buy you a corn dog.
That's kind of like getting paid to bungee
There you go.
jump.
After you bungee jump, you get the corn dog. So I'm just gonna save you the troubles of watching us go through another chest day in the gym, unless something crazy happens and Dave explodes another bang. But we'll see you guys when we get out.
Oh, that is nice.
You like that?
I do.
Well, buddy, another solid gym session. appreciate you. I'm sorry I gotta like not show a whole lot of Dave today for you guys, but you know, we take what little Dave we can get. Dave, you got any words of wisdom for the people?
I would say if a guy in a wheelchair attacks your truck, like, don't hit back.
Well, now we gotta tell a story real quick. On 5% battery, let me try and rush this. Dave was parked in the downtown metropolitan area, which is gross here, by the way, and rolled up on a homeless man in a wheelchair, viciously accosting
He was upset about something.
Yeah, going off on some like really small female security guard. And then he took a real liking to Dave and was not happy with Dave at that point, and like wheeled over to Dave and started punching Dave's window on his van and trying to claw the door open to get to Dave.
I was in the van and I had the wherewithal to like lock my door. And I was like, just in case, you know, and then he straight up came up to my van and said, "Sapa!" to the window with the intention of breaking it, then went for the handle to try and open the door, which he's in a wheelchair.
To me, that was fair game, but Dave, you know, following the martial arts is a lot more restrained, so I think we'll commend you on that, buddy.
The best way out of a fight is to not fight, right?
There you go. Perfect. There's your word of wisdom.
Yeah,
all right, perfect. All right. So with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel and you want more words of wisdom from Dave, please click the subscribe button now. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up for Tank Top and Longer Shorter Dave. Longer Short Dave, not Longer Shorter Dave. All right. Yeah. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com if you want one of these sweet tank tops or sweatshirt, decals, hats. We will have hats back in stock in 2 days. You guys are the best. Catch you in the next video. I'm out. It's Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, roll the outro!
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.